There is nothing I can tell you that is not right. And I'm going to defer this to your inner wisdom. So you figure it out. It's very metaphysical. Right always means what only can get into you from your involvement, from your intrigue and openness to being a witness of reality. It comes by a steady on switch, on to retrieving wholeness, not partial anything. Discernment happens only when we guard our nerves. Our nerves are fast. They're like fast food industry. They're kind of like being on a parking lot of many opportunities, and everything that looks interesting to digest goes along our nerves. And they're constantly moving all of these labels of that's interesting, that's not interesting, but that's sort of interesting, all along the nerves all day long, even at night. To discern what's really there for breaking your fast from before you were born in Godlight. Where you knew nothing and now need to know only whole comment to you of what is always coming to be offered through you. The cue for returning to action, which is the breakfast meaning, returning to action. The cue is, I don't know. I don't know. Before, when we thought, yeah, I know that, we close down and discernment isn't available. Before we start judging that I don't know, you don't know, we're simply inquiring, what shall I know? And opening to the more than just what we've learned before. Let's take a little walk into this. I'm going to stop all the videos so we don't have to be distracted. There we are. Remember a fact. You only are space. Space that is motivated to flow. Space as wave. not a single wave. You are nothing of a single. You are in a mass of waves and waviness energy, highlighted only due to having been put into consciousness, that you may train less enlightened energies to flow through properly. Turning back, in a sense, our time mind, like a clock almost, to the beginning before we were awake, we only had a sense of openness. That's all. No fight, because we didn't know there was an enemy. No sense of strife, for we didn't know there was such a thing as death. No trying to gobble up the food, because there was endless supply. Still is. No sense of trying to memorize any of this, because it's always present. This openness is not a drill. There's no training about it. It's a state of well-being. As I speak about this, turn not so much inward to your body, but out to your holiest. We have zero word for this. Beyond mind, identification with wholeness. We might term it awe, from openness to awe, as we meet kind of the riddle, the conundrum of centrifugal forces moving us all in wave spirals for purposes only wholeness has. The joy of joining that feels like a miracle has resumed. A miracle of now being. From well-being to now being. Amy had, Beth had, whatever our head name has been, is like a lollipop and can be drowned out by the ocean of all now. No reason to suck on your own identity. This is the only play, the only support, and even fun sport almost, and even comedy of all is God. That we will ever sense. In the awe there is now felt to be something of an inferno of commentary, taking away, taking apart all other comments that were made of thought. An inferno. It's kind of a perfect word. It's so powerful. The light of reality gobbles up dust of thoughts. And in the version of the new, without knowing how, you have a miracle again of telepathy with God. Not exactly saying you and God, but God through all aspects, which involve even the form as aspect of God. As you sense this interactivity, a well of now, of sacred light that dances in a vertiginous way where you could be dizzy if you were actually sensing all the play of the wild native beingness of God Word. In play precisely as the dance of atomic meaning happens. You may notice you are a free citizen of the universe. The freeing has nothing to do with finding your own merit, finding your own thoughts. It's free from denial of unity. And all its ploys, stresses. It is constantly so that practice means constantly so. We don't learn this that we are hearing about. We resume it and continue in resuming it where we are weak because we don't appear to know our craft and there don't seem to be any battles to help us out. So you respect ongoingness of approval, that the word of God is the word of your good. Your good is the work of Amen, the meaning of which means so it is. Eventually, the body is so in awe that it is startled into a kind of nudity. It doesn't cover itself with hate and fear and reproach of itself. It's standing up in awe. The irony is butt is forward. It's kind of a pun. But imagine this. not racing towards some place away from God, some place to go and play and act, but turned around to meet God, face forward, and be wrapped in the holy meaning of arms, Shiva arms in a way, that hold all the strength of your native awareness, the gifts that you are for a kind of turpitude to happen in your mind so that you don't find remorse again. A kind of zombie realization that you once were dead and now this is your lie ending. And here we are, all as one fervor of reality glinting through us like headlamps on a driveway, seeing even in the night what is so and how to proceed. Begin again, awe and gratefulness summon the wily mind. Awe and gratefulness. Dwindle the old mind, but they dwindle only the commentary at oneself. And they heighten, awe and awareness heighten your credulity, your natural relief that believing simply means to own the all as it is. You own it. You are derived from it and you own it. And the all will see to this vehicle, believing in good word today. And so it is to stay. The active is here. The love is the eternal. All works well. They belong as one unit. Love and act, one unit. Name it so.